The sole purpose of the thief is to kill, steal, and destroy. So he comes to you sometimes, he might say, there is something I want you to know about your husband. That knowledge the devil delivers is not intended to make your relationship better. It's intended to make your relationship bitter. So he brings that knowledge in, and that knowledge is what is referred to as the knowledge of evil. In the fruits that were present in the Garden of Eden, there were two dimensions of revelations that will come from that tree. It was called the knowledge of good and evil. So there is a dimension of knowledge that is evil in itself. And you can see the devil showing up to encourage the eating of that fruit. God is already passing the knowledge of good to man. God was already communicating with man. So man was knowing a lot of things already from God. But one thing man wasn't knowing is evil. So we are talking about the existence of evil alongside good. Knowing good and evil. Conjunction and. Not just knowing good only or knowing evil only. But knowing evil as much as you are also knowing good. So if you eat this tree, you will be able to process good and evil within the same faculty. The faculty is supposed to be like, this river is fresh water. It processes only fresh water. And this river is salt water. It processes only salt water. The way it's supposed to be is that salt water and fresh water is not supposed to mix. So if God is giving you an information that is good, your mind is supposed to only accommodate good. But if you break the law of God, the knowledge of evil now becomes possible. And our current mental state allows for the knowledge of evil. So it is then possible for somebody who doesn't know how to steal before to receive certain information that tells him how he can take that money that does not belong to him. He tries it the first time and it works marvelously well. Now that it has worked, he has gotten knowledge of a crime and the knowledge of stealing. What he now does is become a lot more crafty. So he can then go back and try it again and again and again. The repeated application of that knowledge makes him a thief. He can get to the point where he starts applying the use of weapons to facilitate that action. Then he becomes a robber, or he becomes a kidnapper, or he becomes a murderer. It all begins by something teaching him how to do something that is evil. So while we still exist, the enemy is still feeding a lot of humans with knowledge, and that's the same knowledge of evil. Even as we exist, the consequences of consuming that knowledge of good and evil is still very much prominent in our lives. In fact, it is so much that it grieved the Lord that he had made man. For every thought and imagination of his heart is only evil continually. That was exactly what led to the first flood. So it becomes realistic that evil overwhelms the amount of good that our mind processes. Evil overwhelms the amount of good. So you're thinking about somebody, it doesn't matter how kind that person was to you. If you start getting angry to a level, the devil will feed you with sufficient evil information about that person that almost totally diminish the kindness of that person. You don't know at the time that Satan has hijacked your mind and is beginning to feed you with that information. That is knowledge. And the way it happens is that it is deposited in small chunk. When this knowledge is put inside you as a person, the devil does not come, flap his wing with a husky voice and say, I am the devil. I have come to instruct you on what to do. In many cases, the devil himself appears as an angel of light. He speaks mildly, as a small, simple, creative idea. But the end result is evil. The end product is destruction. The totality of the action is that something gets killed, something gets destroyed, something gets stolen. Either a joy, a relationship, a peace, whatever it might be. It is the byproduct, the effect of that knowledge of evil that is in place